stopping in the middle of the street, off the road, running stop signs, a lot of stuff going on.
Okay.
You are currently violating the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. I'm going to ask you to stop.
Some cops don't really care about the safety or rights of civilians. So when karma strikes back, they are put in hot waters. Just like this first drunken tyrant.
What have you been doing?
What's your policy say about having open containers of alcohol in your patrol vehicle?
I've been the sheriff for the last 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Going on, carrying on, talking to them.
Hey, go ahead and put your hands behind your back real quick, okay?
Sir, are you okay? Hello?
Some cops think their power gives them a free pass, but sooner or later they learn the hard way. Starting with a case where we found a deputy so drunk on the job, EMS had to be called. On July 4th, 2022, Oscar Mayorga, 25, of the Apopka Police Department, was pulled over after driving erratically in his official vehicle by a member of the Eustis Police Department, and he wasn't looking too good.
It's all good. Hey, man. So, can you just put your hands on the roof for me? Quick, I'm going to remove your gun, okay? You got any other weapons?
No, but I'm supposed to see you're prone to seizures. Okay, I'll turn my lights off real quick for you. All right.
I'm gonna put this in my car for the duration of this encounter. Okay.
There's the car. Let's just stay right there. All right. You don't have your clicker with you? No, sir. No.
Where's the thingy turn?
It's all good. He said that his rifle's in the back. It was in the center console when I talked to him. It was in a couple of it's not there.
What time did you get off work today, man? What time did you get off work? 6:30. 6:30? What have you been doing? I've done pursuit. You got to a foot pursuit? What time? What? 4 a.m. You work night shift?
Yeah, 8:30 at night. 8:30. It's all good. I'm right here if you need a lean.
Hey, if you work nights, where are you going right now?
I work It's all good. I'll make sure you don't fall. It's all good. I'll make sure you don't fall. All right? Seizures. Here, you want to sit down? You want to sit down? Here, you can sit down in the grass if you want.
Mayorga was completely disoriented. He was in no condition to stand up, let alone drive. And he also complained that flashing lights caused him seizures. Who even allowed him on the force? The deputies then found something concerning in Mayorga's car.
He's already disarmed, sir.
You're not in trouble.
Listen, do you need EMS or no?
No.
If you're acting like this way, I'd rather them come
Here.
to make sure you're okay.
Let's sit in the back where there's a seat. All right, you're not in trouble. That way.
No, I know. I'm just trying to...
All right, come on. Ready?
42 uses.
All right.
Can you have EMS en route? He can't even stand properly. He keeps falling.
I see it. This guy was in.
The caller then told the police what he saw before he called the cops to intervene.
From Lowe's in Mount Dora, all the way around a couple of blocks here, Center Street and whatever the other street is.
We'll give him a call back in a minute. I'm speaking to the plan again.
Yeah, Center Street and Firewood.
Yes, sir.
All over the road, stopping in the middle of the street, off the road, running stop signs, a lot of stuff going on
Okay.
with this guy. And I tried to call the Apopka PD, of course, they said they closed. So we just called 911. I guess it went to you guys.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure other people was probably calling.
Okay.
But,
oh yeah, we got a call.
Yeah, I don't. He could be having a medical condition, but he was asleep. We passed by his car. He was asleep.
He was asleep.
He was
when did you pass by his car?
Right over here at Center and Firewood.
Okay.
We turned the corner. He was coming this way. We turned the corner because we kind of lost it.
All right.
But I have everything on video.
You do? Would you be able to email that to one of our officers?
Yeah, the guy just gave me a card here.
Perfect. That email is on at the erap@ci.justis.fl.us. Would be a good email to send that to.
Yeah.
What did you see, man?
He came and he keeps stumbling.
Do you smell anything?
Yeah. And there's
What do you smell?
alcohol.
Okay, I was just making sure. What type of beer can?
He said it was in his center console when he first got there. It was,
Hey man, just sit down.
hey. Sit down, sir.
We're just having EMS come to check you out.
He moved the beer can because when I got there, hold on. He moved it, put it in between the seat. So I looked in there, I saw it, I grabbed it, and it's a 7.5% alcohol. Some kind of ale. It's like
What the witness told us was scary. It's fortunate he didn't get into an accident or anything. Moments later, the supervisor arrived on scene and confronted Mayorga.
Did you do anything to celebrate today, man?
No, sir.
No? Listen, man. It's better to be honest. In our profession,
I took a lot of Benadryl.
listen, in our profession, you know it's best to be honest, right?
No, I know.
Okay.
No, I know. I took
Listen, man.
the Benadryls.
There is a open container of alcohol in your vehicle. Have you been drinking at all today?
No, that's maybe 3 days old.
Okay. I smell the alcohol coming from your breath.
Okay.
Are you willing to perform standard field sobriety exercises?
Okay.
You are?
No.
You don't want to do them? Okay. EMS is going to come check you out. And if you have to go to the hospital, then we'll go from there, okay?
No, again, I took 3 Benadryls.
You took 3 Benadryls? What time?
Benadryl, diphenhydramine, is used for allergies and allergic reactions, as well as common cold symptoms. It may cause mild or serious side effects, such as sleepiness and seizures, among others. Benadryl is available as a prescription and an over-the-counter OTC medicine. Mayorga was lying, and a good indicator of that was that he refused to take a field sobriety test or the breathalyzer. Even the medicine he said he took had dangerous side effects.
Maybe less than 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago?
You were going into work. Why would you take Benadryl, man? You know Benadryls make people sleepy.
I was trying to go to sleep.
You missed your shift?
Are you scheduled to work today?
Yeah.
You see where we're coming from, man? You're not making any sense.
No, I do. No, I do.
Okay, man. We all make mistakes. I get it.
Yeah.
I know our job's stressful. I get that, man. You sounded like you had a stressful night last night. Okay. Where do you live?
Pretty much.
You said you lived off of that water, right?
Yeah. So,
Why are you over here?
dude, I'm not gonna lie. Just trying to find someone.
Did you go 10-8 on the radio?
I did not.
You did not? Did you call in to work today?
I'm supposed to.
Do they know where you are? No one knows that you're calling in to work today?
No, sir.
I got you, man. EMS is here, okay?
Alright.
You need to be respectful, please, alright?
No, of course. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, man.
He told the officers that he was supposed to report to work today, but it seemed like the effects of the drug he took or the drink he had made him lose track of where he was. EMS arrived shortly after.
Anybody in the car and come get you? My mom.
His sergeant's on his way.
Oh, okay. So I do have a full syndrome.
That?
So, pregnant syndrome.
Okay.
So I'm missing the left side of my chest.
Okay.
Between this arm.
After reading him his Miranda rights, the officer tries to investigate further by questioning him.
You said you had 3 tall boys?
Yeah, I think 2 or 3, yeah.
What time was that?
Again, I think it was 3 o'clock.
PM? Like a few hours ago? Is one of those in your car the same one you drank?
No, sir.
That's an older one?
That one's older.
It's actually older?
Yes.
Okay, my fellow officer said it was in your cup holder when he stopped you originally.
Yeah, again, it was there, but it's open.
What's your policy say about having open containers of alcohol in your patrol vehicle? And you said he didn't contact your sergeant or anything saying you weren't going to make it to work today?
Yes, sir.
And you're scheduled to work, like you. This is your day on? How far did you make it from your house before you decided to turn around? We had a window say you were by Lowe's.
Hey, officer, can I get those keys for your car real quick?
Eventually, Mayorga was arrested for DWI. Police said his blood alcohol level registered at 0.39 and 0.385. That is nearly 5 times higher than the legal limit. If you thought what Mayorga was doing was criminal, wait till you see what this sheriff was accused of. On December 3, 2022, FBI asked Crawford County Police to pull over Johnson County Sheriff James "Jimmy" Stevens after they reportedly witnessed him leave a house in his patrol vehicle and believed he had illegal drugs in his possession.
Hello, sir.
What's up, boys?
Hey, I'm Supervisor State Police. We're gonna stop you. Coming up, flashing lights there. You were speeding just a little bit.
My flashing lights?
There used to be flashing lights. It's the 71 and 282.
How fast are you going?
You're going 50 and 40-45. Not that big of a deal.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah, not bad. You have your license on you?
Yeah, I do.
You got your registration and insurance. Is this your car?
Well, it's the county's.
The county's?
Yeah.
What? You work for a county department?
Yeah, Johnson County Sheriff's Office. Let me
Oh,
get my
okay.
glasses.
How long you been with them?
I've got my gun on my side too, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, my service method. I've been the sheriff for the last 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Alright, guys, you're gonna have to bear with me. I know we just got the insurance thing a couple of days ago. I don't know about that.
What are you doing up here in Crawford County?
Well, I went to visit a CI.
Visit who?
A CI just north of town. Delivered some bags of goodies up there.
What did you deliver to him?
Well, his wife. Let me pop the truck and I'll show you. Hang on. There's some goods that the co-op deal we did.
Yeah.
Where it's given out to needy families and stuff like that. I'll show you what they are.
Hey, if you don't...
They're a good deal.
Hey, since you're hopping out, just throw your service weapon over the passenger seat. Come back here.
Moments later, an FBI official arrived on scene and took over the investigation.
Out of Johnson County. Taking him a thank you bag. Never mind. There you are here.
Fine if you do.
The FBI?
Okay.
Okay. You have any other weapons on you at all?
Nope. You're in the car.
No backup weapon anywhere?
Nope.
Okay. Where's that here?
Hey, Sheriff, let me ask you this. You don't have nothing illegal in your car, do you? Nothing you're not supposed to have? No drugs?
There could be, yeah, there could be drugs in there.
There is
Most
drugs?
definitely, yep.
What kind of drugs?
There's some, my CI just gave me some things.
What
just in
things?
passing, there's some little,
I don't know what things are.
there's some butter and,
like marijuana?
Yeah, and like a butter marijuana and 2 little buds that through the course going on, carrying on, talking to them.
Hey, go ahead and put your hands behind your back real quick, okay? This whole deal's odd to me.
Yep.
And so, as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and detain you, okay? I'm not saying you're under arrest right now, but as of right now, we're just going to detain you until we figure out what's going on, okay? Because I've never heard of a sheriff not saying that what you're doing is wrong, but I can tell you this. I've been working narcotics for 7 years, okay? And I've never heard of a sheriff himself coming out. I'm not saying it don't happen, because it does happen, but not very often that comes out and works narcotics on his own and stuff like that, okay? So, and now that you said you've got some narcotics in your car, we're gonna search your car, okay?
Get up.
So,
Get up.
is this your personal car? Or is this your?
No, this is a county-owned vehicle.
Okay. Does the court and all them, they allow you to take this out for personal use? And
Well, I wouldn't quite call it personal use.
Stevens was promptly placed in handcuffs. He admitted to having multiple drugs in his car, which meant that the FBI caught him red-handed.
Let me ask you this, just, do you think, if you were in my position, would you think this is odd?
Trooper, based on
I'm talking outside of them being here. Look at me. Oh, you're talking to me.
With you.
Okay.
I'm with you.
I'm asking you.
I'm going to. I'm going to go ahead and just invoke my rights, and I'm going to speak to attorney and say I'm under arrest. And you guys,
okay.
I'll be respectful and do whatever you need to do.
I understand that.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you hat right here. Okay. Y'all want to watch him for me? Okay.
Okay. All right. I understand.
Hey, since you told me where those are, you want to just tell me where the bud is?
Huh?
Since you told me where those are, you want to tell me where the bud is?
They're in the trunk.
Okay.
Put them in a. They're in a plastic bag.
Okay.
A trash bag.
Okay. Whew, I smell it now. Huh?
Those are the two items I was referring to.
Yeah. That's a lot of wax.
There's butter.
Butter, wax, it's still a lot. Yeah.
Will you loosen the right one just a tad for me, please?
Let me feel it. This one?
No, the right one.
Oh, the right one? It's not, it's twisted. You're good.
Drugs that were found in his patrol vehicle included oxycodone, hydrocodone, marijuana, and marijuana butter. The FBI later confirmed that it had been watching Stevens as part of a corruption and narcotics investigation.
Well, you carry a lot of Narcan, don't you?
About the 7 mile marker. It was a white GMC pickup, 983 X-ray Victor Paul. Yeah.
Hey, I just want to let you sit over here, okay? I'm gonna put you in my car. Run over there. You know, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can't be used against you in the court of law. You have the right attorney present for any question. You can't afford one to be appointed. No additional charge. You understand all that? Okay. Let me ask you this. Would you like to talk about anything we found in there so far?
No, I've told you everything that was in there.
Well, I'm asking, do you want to talk about any of that?
No, there's an explanation for everything that's in there.
I'm asking you, would you like, if I ask you some questions, would you be willing to talk about it right now?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
On October 25, 2023, Stevens pleaded guilty to felony possession of hydrocodone and was given a 6-year suspended sentence. Stevens has surrendered his law enforcement certificate. This next female captain was so scummy that her actions brought a $1.2 million lawsuit on her and her city. Former police captain Kimberly Kilpatrick was arrested for stealing from a donation account she created to assist injured detective David Fouts. In 2016, Fouts was severely injured in a crash that killed his wife. Kilpatrick misappropriated the funds for personal use.
I'll start this off with, you have any idea what this is about?
Yes.
What do you think this is about?
It's about the continued involvement with David Fouts and his family. The money that I had paid to Good Samaritan because I had borrowed money from Alexa Fouts. So it's more of the witch hunt from Gregory Cook and Carly White.
Okay. What money are you talking about?
There was some money that I had borrowed from Alexa back in, it was the end of 2016, in January of 17. I was purchasing a home in Daytona, and I was on an account with her where we were depositing money from funds collected for her family after Dave's crash. Mm-hmm. And I get, it looks bad on the surface, but I had borrowed the money to pay, there was a creditor thing I had to pay for the loan on the house, and then I did, there was a separate incident for the title company because the sale of my house was messed up because the people buying my house at the time, the money from the title company didn't push it through or collect it. There was no money at the time, and I had also the closing on the new house the same day. And because the funds weren't in there, I had contacted Alexa, told her what was happening, and Joe Sweats at the time was with me. He took a check to the bank to get the certified check.
These were just excuses, and the reality was far different. Kilpatrick withdrew over $25,500 for personal use, using the money to pay off a loan and buy a house. The detectives were slowly going to make her cough it all up.
Yeah, they all have your signature on it, and they were all, the majority of them were for Dave. You paid off a
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Like there was a cremation service.
Yeah, for $20 or something. There was something from Iron Horse Motorcycles. You wrote a check to them.
I don't remember.
It might have been for a raffle. So the majority of the stuff from the benefit account was for Dave.
Okay.
But Alexa didn't seem to have any. She had no workings with that account. It seems like her name was on it, but it seems like you pretty much handled that entire account, just from the paperwork.
No, because she had the debit card and stuff. She used the debit card for things, and she didn't write a lot of checks. I know, but I didn't think there were that many checks even written.
Going through this at the time you're working at the Port Orange Police Department, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of money coming in. Who'd you make aware at any point in time that there was some sort of deal going on with the family?
Maybe
like
deal.
You said you're borrowing money, right? You're getting a loan that's based out of this account that was set up for David to medical bills. Obviously, he's got a ton of medical bills coming in. I mean, he was hurt pretty bad.
He was behind on payments, and I actually went to Bank of America. They wouldn't give us much information, but I had paid, and this was in the beginning when the account first opened, so I put the $1,000 at the mortgage company, or the bank. And then with him being in the hospital, and then having because he was going back and forth, it was like...
You guys thought he was going to die, right?
Well, at one point, yeah. And then he would have surgery, and then he'd come out of it, and he'd be like better than he was.
Kim, let me ask you a question. All right, I'm not trying to be an asshole, nothing. I just want to be upfront with you. You borrowed money out of a benefit account. How do you think that looks?
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know. I know how that looks, and I get that. I'm not.
Yeah, and that's the.
I don't dispute that.
We're saying that. So, what do you think? Again, ballpark total money did you borrow?
It was at, I'd say, 24,000.
And we're talking he's 3,000 to 4,000. What ends up, because the house starts to get, so that's what we're saying, is that's why, how does this look on the surface, is you're borrowing money, meanwhile bills are going unpaid.
No, that's inaccurate.
Family members of the detective couldn't pay for their house because of how much Kimberly took out of the donation account, which made them lose that house. At the same time, Kimberly had a swimming pool and a jacuzzi installed in her own house that cost around $45,000. The detectives then asked her for solid proof to back up her claims.
Is there any documentation, because you were obviously the captain in Port Orange when all this stuff was going on, is there any documentation from work, emails, messages, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but Port Orange gives you a work phone, right?
Yes.
Anything that can back up anything that you're saying as far as loans or money transactions or anything like that?
No, because I didn't.
As I believe I told you, but grand theft and exploitation.
You had the same issue.
Well, why didn't somebody just call me and ask me, and I would have presented everything?
Kim, we did an investigation 3-4 years ago, and it never came up, like this kind of stuff. Like, this is the kind of stuff that is you're trying to develop, and this is where you got to understand, coming from my position, and
you kept that, Philip, you kept that close to your heart.
Yeah. There's this thing where the people are screaming that you're doing something shady, right? And I don't want to get into all the drama of it, because honestly, all I care about is what the facts are. The facts are what it shows, and talking to everybody else, we've never heard the word loan. This $24,000, this loan, and people are coming to you from the PV's angle, FDLE's coming to you, all this stuff, and not once is this the first time we've heard about any of this. And so you see, coming from a transparency point, you're talking about funds that are being, donations that people are going in there because, you know, Dave is jacked up in the hospital and people are thinking he's going to die, and then there's house payments to be paid.
They donated that money for him.
Yeah, and then there's a loan. So I mean, you understand where we're coming from?
I do. It's just.
And that's why we're saying, is there any documentation whatsoever that you can show us at any point in time that this was a loan?
I can't.
So she just willy-nilly stole from Dave. How much of a lowlife do you have to be to steal from a dying man's donation account? She had no real answer for what the detectives asked next.
Well, because as this has been going on since 2016, there's been so much
turmoil everywhere.
Turmoil there, but then there's a little smoke here, then there's a little smoke here. People are going back and forth, and it's coming from all angles.
And then all of a sudden we find that. We find these.
You're not talking about a small amount of money. Like, you were a captain at the police department.
I know.
If you guys were having a picnic and you went and used money from the police department, would you not have to bring receipts back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why did Carmen come off of the checking account? I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
She was on it, and then she came off of it.
Well, it depends who you ask.
I'm asking you.
I know, but I'm just saying, she came to me and said that it was just too much going on. She was too stressed. She didn't have time for this because she was doing her victim advocate stuff, and she just didn't want to, have to be involved. So I said, okay.
Because in her FDLE interview,
the original one?
Yeah, the original one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think she said something about she thought there was some shady stuff going on, and I didn't know. I was like, nobody asked. Well, what did you see that you thought was shady?
The shady stuff is what they're referring to when they tried to say that we fraudulently signed Dave's name on the insurance policy. Okay. That they still have yet to not get any of that correct.
The exploitation statute is broad. Mm-hmm. It's depriving somebody permanently or temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
So, plus on top of everything else, I mean, there's not that, you're acting in your official capacity as the captain. Those kids, you said in your interview, you did everything you did for those kids. And I believe you. They were young, they don't know what they're doing. They got $250,000 coming in this direction, $48,000 coming from this direction, and then all this money coming in from the community.
They have attorneys that have stepped into this thing. If you went to the attorneys and said, hey, can you write me up a little legal thing, payment schedule, because I'm about to borrow $24,000 from the benefit account, what do you think the attorneys would have said? Like, would have legally guided them at that point?
Yeah, I don't know what they would have said, but...
I mean, you think they would have said it's a good idea? Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, is that where you come into because it wasn't done, and they're there, and again, that's why we're sitting here, is because there is some deceitfulness that was, like it or not, like, nobody else was made aware of this. Nobody was made aware of this.
Outside of Alexa and I, know. Well, if it's a consulate, I mean, I paid the money and I paid interest on that money that I paid back. So.
This isn't the first time Kilpatrick was investigated. In 2018, she was accused of forging life insurance documents for Fouts, but FDLE cleared her of those charges. She had been robbing this disabled detective for years now. She goes on to admit that she told no one about the loan she just took.
As things are starting to heat up, one of the best things that you can do, which would be to go to the supervisor and say, listen, this is what happened, this is the deal we made, and none of that was ever done either.
Yeah, is there anybody like Proctor was there, the chief, anybody aware of any of that? Any of the lieutenants, captains?
No, because...
This is probably chief, this is probably what they're screaming about, is they did give me a loan.
Well, no, yeah, I know. They're screaming, and that's part of the...
I use that just as a...
No, I know, but I'm just saying it's part of the reason I kept it maybe close to heart, because they were attacking everything anyhow. If I dated something wrong, they're attacking it, and they were implicating the chief on that, or whoever, and it was just... The chief ended up leaving, the city manager ends up leaving, I end up leaving, because they're just... You can't even turn left without them saying, okay, you turned too sharp. I agree. And, like I said, I kept it to myself.
Let me ask you this. As the investigation goes on, because obviously, it's not going to stop here. There's more stuff to do. Is there anything else that we're going to come across?
Not at all.
The law doesn't mean much to tyrant police officers, and this next case clearly shows that.
You're about to get a lawsuit.
I got a call that you're looking through people's cars and
You're about to get a lawsuit.
When cops get away with bullying their innocent people for too long, they desperately need someone to put them in check before they end up hurting someone like this. On February 3rd, 2024, Harris County Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to a house after the owner called to check for intruders. The cops found nobody and cleared the house of any invasion. However, a neighbor then informed them that someone had broken into a nearby apartment. The cops went and knocked on the door, and what followed next was utter chaos.
Sheriff's office!
Shot fire, shot fire.
The deputies fired multiple rounds at the woman inside the house. The injured woman suffered wounds and was immediately rushed to the hospital and is currently out of danger. The sheriff's officer has initiated an internal investigation into the case, and the Harris County Sheriff's Office Internal Affairs Division is also conducting an independent investigation. However, this next officer was just downright dumb.
Right now, and you are going to follow my commands or you're going to go to jail. I'm going to detain you in handcuffs.
Are you his supervisor?
No, I'm the supervisor.
In July of 2018, the Good Citizen of the North channel owner Ryan Swanson uploaded his experience while filming in Hibbing, Minnesota, where he encountered an officer who acted more like a frat boy than a policeman.
You have a very legitimate reason. Can you explain that to me? Or you don't care to explain that? Can I see your identification, please?
Have I broken a law?
I don't know, but people take things very seriously when it comes to public safety and military safety, and if you've been walking around the property photographing things, I don't think it's unreasonable for me to ask. Now, you asked me a few questions when I got here for my name and badge number, and I was more than willing to provide that with you.
Which I believe you're required to do.
Yep.
I'm not.
Well, if we have reason to believe you may be involved in criminal activity,
you need a reasonable, articulable suspicion that I am, or I'm about to commit a crime to be able to detain me.
So what are you up to?
So what am I being detained for?
For identification purposes.
In order to ID me, I had to have broken a law.
Vicious activity on 23rd Street, Brooklyn Drive, all with one male. Okay. So here's the thing. You can tell me who you are, and I can have you on your way very easily, and you can.
Here's the thing, at this point in time, it's an illegal detainment because I have broken no law. Okay. I'm in the process of breaking no law, and I intend to break no law. You have no suspicions of any of those three. Okay. So therefore, you have no right to detain me or try to ID me.
That might be what you think.
That's what I know.
But you can tell me, and I can get you on your way.
Am I being detained, or am I free to go?
No, you are not free to go.
Okay.
The officer tried to intimidate Swanson with underhanded tactics, threatening him with laws the officer had just invented, but he would immediately lose patience.
I told you I'm exercising my right to remain silent.
Set your cameras down.
No, I have every right to record.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now, and you are going to follow my commands or you're going to go to jail. I'm going to detain you in handcuffs.
Are you his supervisor?
Nope, I'm the supervisor.
Can I get your supervisor,
Turn around,
please?
Put your hands behind your back.
This is an illegal detainment. Go to the ground. Put it down.
Comply.
I'm not resisting.
Resisting. Yes, you are.
I am not at all. Nothing is tense. I'm completely loose.
You got his arm behind his back?
Yep.
I'm coming back. Sure hope you didn't damage your camera.
It's an illegal search. I do not consent to any searches or seizures of my person or property.
Arrest, so
Arrest for what?
Based on the U.S. Constitution, we have the right to search you under search incident to arrest.
What are you arresting me for?
Obstructing.
Obstructing what?
Legal process.
What legal process?
It is absolutely infuriating to witness this officer push Swanson to the ground based on a bogus claim, then further mock him for it.
I broke no laws. You were investigating nothing.
It's suspicious activity when you're photographing.
And what, is that a misdemeanor or a felony? Suspicious activity, a misdemeanor or a felony, Sergeant? Which one is it? You are now illegally searching my backpack.
The cop struggled to justify his actions when confronted by Swanson's questions, which is typical behavior for egotistical people. Swanson would later be taken to jail and upon release would have his charges dropped and successfully sue the police department of Hibbing, Minnesota.
I chose this.
Right.
I'm glad I did, because back when I was trained, we were allowed to whoop people's asses, and then we didn't have this.
On August 27, 2024, the Long Island Audit channel owner Sean uploaded body cam footage of his experience with the officers in Liberty Township, Ohio, where they repeatedly violated his rights as a public citizen, but would soon come to regret it.
Can you stay over there for me?
Why are you
know
recording?
Him?
No.
We don't know him either.
Why are you recording?
Can you walk that way for me?
Sir, I'd appreciate if you don't shine your light.
Well, we would appreciate you if you stay over there.
Sir.
Okay. Yeah, we are. We are.
Stop shining your light in my camera. That's a violation of my First Amendment right. You are currently violating the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. I'm going to ask you to stop. What's your name and badge number? Griffin what?
Don't stand behind me, please.
I'm not going to hurt you. What's your Officer Griffin? What's your badge number? What's your badge number, Officer Griffin?
Listen.
What's your badge number? No, you're not.
Too close to me.
No, you're being a tyrant. That's what you're being. You're being a tyrant.
Who knows? Who knows? Pete, this is what we deal with all the time. This is what we deal with all the time.
Somebody I knew, but
This guy about to get arrested in a minute.
Yeah.
I want to speak to a supervisor. The person that was shining a light in my camera preventing me from filming him is a supervisor. The person that's shining a light in my face right now and in my camera is a supervisor. He's a supervisor?
Step back, please.
You're a supervisor, sir? Are you a supervisor?
You should probably go find something else better to do. You should probably go find something else better to do. Well, go make some money, buddy. Go make some money.
Immediately, the officers would repeatedly try to block Sean's way as an ordinary citizen, who is allowed to film in public, and mock him for his attempts.
What, some phone?
I thought you were off here.
no, it's in my ear.
Alright, give it the sharp money and let's take a photo.
Yeah.
Just watch this dude with the hat in. He's
What do you got here?
close to getting arrested. Hey, if he tries to say something to you, just fucking put your flashlight in the camera.
Can I speak to your supervisor, please?
I am him. What do you want?
You are him?
What do you want? Can you get away from me?
Are you scared?
I'm working.
Are you scared?
I'm not scared of nothing.
Okay.
You think I'm scared of you?
Well, the right way to say it is you're not scared of anything.
I'm not scared of anything.
There you go. There you go. I'm no threat to you, man. I was recording the incident.
I didn't say you are. We got a job to do too, right?
So this is my job to hold you accountable. Do you have a problem with people who film you, Griffin?
How you doing?
Officer Griffin, do you have a problem with people who film you? Is this like a habitual problem? Like are you a repeat flashlight in the camera offender? Griffin, do you have a problem with accountability, sir? Just a little transparency, that's all. It's not gonna kill you. Do you understand what the First Amendment of the United States, the Constitution is, Griffin? Did you take an oath to uphold that Constitution? You did, right? You know, a real man will take his oath seriously and uphold it.
Sean would not let the officer go on with his previous actions, as body cam footage revealed that the officer knew exactly what he was doing and deliberately violated the Constitution.
Yeah, send it to him.
You want me to send it?
Send it to him and ask him.
Oh, I'm good. Send it to him and ask him about it, Griffin.
Send it to him and ask him.
I'll be filing a complaint against you.
Please do. Please do. Please do. Please do, buddy. Oh, gotta love it.
28 to 23.
Good.
Just watch the gentleman out front that's filming our every move.
Sir, how are you? I'm doing well, sir. Are you a supervisor?
Not right now.
You're not a supervisor right now? Oh, no, I'm saying in general, are you a supervisor?
No. Well, weekends we don't have sergeants, but we do have supervisor. I'm for midnight turn. I just came in early.
Oh, okay.
How can I help you?
Oh, sir, so I was filming, I'm a First Amendment activist and independent journalist.
Yeah.
So I was filming an incident that was taking place in the parking lot where a female was being arrested, apparently for shoplifting. But I was filming there, and the supervisor that's on duty right now, Griffin, he didn't like that I was filming him, so he decided to put his flashlight in my camera so I couldn't see anything, violating my First Amendment right. I tried to explain to him I'm not a threat to him. I'm not here to cause any issues with him. I'm filming for accountability purposes. He told me, why don't you go do something to make yourself some money? Do you make money doing what you're doing? And he repeatedly, over and over again, no matter how many times I've tried to explain to him, I'm not trying to do anything but document.
Let y'all know to do that.
Oh, we're aware. We're very aware. Thanks.
Yeah, you see, I'm one of the guys that was trained law enforcement and chose this.
Right.
I'm glad I did, because back when I was trained, we were allowed to whoop people's asses, and then we didn't have this.
Well, I mean, he's really not doing anything wrong, but...
No, I know, but you guys got a lot of aggravation to have to put up with
frustrating, yes,
nowadays.
but he's not doing anything.
I'm just old school training, which was different. I've changed with the training. It's like, okay.
Right.
Let's just go softer and softer on the bad guys. But, yeah, I don't know. I say I appreciate y'all for your temperament. I don't have it.
Right.
Interesting observation from a former Liberty officer. Somehow, people like Sean, who only wish to hold public servants accountable, count as a bad guy to these types.
Your police chief must be bad if he's allowing this kind of behavior.
Done? Should be good. How you doing? Yeah.
What a low standards law enforcement. Oh, man.
Amazing, this is the quality of cops that the system churns out these days. The type to hypocritically block public access while claiming to serve the public.
He assaulted me. I got it on film.
How he assaulted you?
In June of 2023, this auditor was allegedly assaulted by a patrolman at the Cleveland Clinic for no apparent reason, which was a concerning situation.
You're about to get a lawsuit.
I got a call that you're looking through people's cars and
You're about to get a lawsuit.
You fit the description.
You have no
Red t-shirt,
legal
white
right.
shorts.
You have no legal right
Call that you're looking through people's
to put your
cars.
hands on me.
Sir.
This is an assault.
Sir.
What's your name and badge number?
Sir, can you please turn around?
What's your name and badge number?
Officer Sidoti, 190.
You're about to get
What's
a
your
lawsuit.
name, sir?
You're
Sir,
about to
what
get a
is your
lawsuit. You have no legal right to ask me or not.
This cop's terrible behavior suggested that this would not go well for him, and this man certainly knew his rights.
Sir, we got a
Or
call
to
that
put
you're
your
looking
hands
through
on
people's
me.
vehicles. We got a call that you're looking through people's vehicles.
You're about to get a lawsuit.
All right, and you won't identify yourself, you wouldn't stop, and you're on
You have
private
no
property.
legal right to identify me.
We got a call that he was looking through people's vehicles, and he wouldn't stop.
This character saw me up on the hill exercising, going through the lot. He started his car. He was up there sleeping or reading or something. Followed me down and stopped me over here every day.
Okay. I'm here.
He put his
almost every day,
hands
and
on me
I've never
with
seen
no legal reason.
We got a call that
I
you're
got it
looking
on
through people's
film.
cars. Okay.
What's your name, officer?
Officer
What-
Buchanan.
Look, he has no reason to ID me. No legal reason. You all about to get a huge lawsuit. I got him on camera assaulting me for no legal reason. What is your name again?
I have one Garfield unit up here.
Y'all gonna find out.
The officer knew he was in trouble because he was being filmed from the start.
You saw him assaulting me when you walked up. Am I right?
I don't see doing anything.
Absolutely. You did.
Sir, I just need your ID. So
You're about you escalated this thing,
sir.
Into
sir.
We're not going backwards. You escalated it. We're not going back. This is a lawsuit now.
Okay. All right.
This is a lawsuit.
Sir, we got a call that you're.
And I'm suing you personally
we got a call
for putting your hands on me. You didn't see me
we got a
look in anybody's vehicle. What did you see me doing? Talk to them. Tell me you saw me doing nothing illegal.
We got a call that you're looking.
I'm dressed to exercise. I do this every day.
190.
Ask anybody, any of your staff.
Now that he knew he had made a mistake, he was regretting it only because it could cost him his job, not because he was sorry for what he'd done.
CCPD's got a big lawsuit now. You're gonna pay me.
That we were looking through people's vehicles. So
that's no reason. That's no reason for you to put your hands on me.
You wouldn't identify. You wouldn't stop and
you
talk
gave
to
me no legal reason. Name a legal reason.
1090, sir.
You should have thought this out before escalating. Y'all got, get Garfield here. I'm staying here now. This is a police report, and you're liable. This is a police report now. It's all on film. Nah, bruh, we're not going backwards from here. I'm sorry. Nothing personal against you.
Okay.
He should have never put his hands on me.
To no avail, they were desperately attempting to calm the man. It was about time police officers faced the repercussions of their conduct.
I have a legal right to defend myself when you do it. Either that badge does not give you the right. It does not give you the right to put your hands on me.
I got a call that you're looking.
You questioned me about it. What did I say?
I have.
What did I say?
You too. When I'm
you don't have.
You're on private property.
You don't have. Name the legal right that I have to identify, and I committed no crime.
What's your reason of being here?
And I've committed no crime. I've told you several times.
Exercise.
I'm here every day. Every day. I didn't have a problem until today. I've been doing this ever since the weather's been warm enough.
You're on clinic property.
That's your problem, and you got an even bigger problem, buddy, for putting your hands on me. All right, let's see if this stands up in court.
You have no Cleveland Clinic business.
Let's see if this stands up in court.
Placing his hands on the auditor was the officer's worst life decision. At this point, he was powerless to save himself.
Continue to escalate it. I'm gonna wait till Garfield gets here. This is and I'm gonna file a police report. You got a lawsuit coming.
I'm making one anyway.
Absolutely. Let's see how it stands up legally. I know my rights.
Okay.
Apparently you don't. You can't just grab people up.
Sir.
You can't grab people up on a say-so. You didn't see me. You observed me for at least 45 seconds to a minute. Doing what I was doing when you stopped me and questioned me. And I confirmed what you saw. Irrespective of what someone said. You got a lawsuit for putting your hands on me.
It is clear how arrogant this officer was. He believed he could just grab anyone whenever he wanted, but this auditor was hell-bent on giving him a lesson he'd never forget.
He's done. Wait till they find out who I am.
Well, like, cause we got to call dispatch, and they were saying,
if he had to come up and talk to me and not giving me unlawful orders and put his hands on me.
He's saying like what he just. What he saying?
I came up that hill. He was sitting right over there.
Okay.
Right up there. He watched me come up the hill. I'm trotting backwards.
Yeah.
Turned around, made eye contact with him, came back here. He started his car up and followed me.
Okay.
I come through here.
Yeah.
Like I walk every day.
Okay.
He stops me over here.
Mm-hmm.
And I explain to him.
Like you know,
irrespective of you getting a call, you have to articulate what crime I've committed that I have to ID. I know my rights. How you doing? You Garfield?
Please, yeah, I'm Garfield.
My name is Keith Golston.
Nice to meet you, sir.
You might know my mother's name.
Probably. Yeah.
They talk about Ernie there. She was the first black dispatcher ever, head dispatcher at Garfield Heights Police Department. I grew up here. Okay. I want to file a police report. I got this guy on film assaulting me without probable cause, grabbing me, trying to twist my arm behind my back, putting his hands on me. Whatever this officer's name is, I'm filing a police report on him.
The officer's problems were only getting started. He made the mistake of messing with the wrong man that day.
I was doing nothing illegal. I do this every day.
Yeah, what's your name again so I can address you?
My name is Keith Golston.
Keith Golston. Okay.
I'm a resident here.
Yeah. You know what yes, you have a right to do what you need to do, but this is a clinic, which means it's private. So if they ask you to do something, you gotta listen to
No. Let's test that legally. If he can put his hands on me without probable cause, anywhere in the continental United States.
Yeah.
If he can put his hands on me, this is the issue. I answered his question.
Okay.
He didn't observe me doing anything but exercise. Where he observed me here. He didn't see me looking in any cars or doing something illegal. My point is this. He has no legal right, therefore, to put his hands on me or impede my progress, let alone ID me. A suspicion. Let's test that it's going to get tested legally.
Well, see, sir, this is a private.
I don't want to, bruh. It don't.
You can't even. You're not even supposed to be filming here,
bruh.
It's just like if I went to your house and you text me.
Nah, this is you don't know what you're talking about because he's claiming you don't. You don't know what you're talking about. He just claimed that this was private property.
It is private property.
Which means
you have to do what they ask you to do.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
I have to legally. I'm legally required. You're required legally to obey the law.
You can't use this as a gym.
Hey, look.
I understand what you're saying. I do.
That's why I say you don't know what you're talking about. I'm filing a lawsuit.
You cannot film.
No, I can do anything I want to do, man.
This is a private property. You're not supposed to be filming here.
Stop me then.
Well, see, that's where you go wrong. You can't. If I went to your house and you asked me not to do
this
something.
This is not my house. We're outside in the public.
If it's your property, then you got a right.
Whatever his name is, I'm filing a lawsuit for assault and battery. I got it on film, brother.
They were desperately trying to improve the situation for their fellow officer, but it appears that their efforts were in vain.
So
what's your name?
Lou.
Lou?
You can call me Lou.
Badge number?
27.
And your last name, Lou?
Young.
Young?
I can only give you one or either or. I can give you all.
All right.
So these guys, they have a right to talk to you.
He doesn't have a right to put his hands on me, bro. We were all right when we were talking.
I don't know what lead to that, but
I'll tell you what.
What lead to that? Why he?
I'll tell you what. I can save you a lot of time.
Yeah.
I'm pressing charges. I want to file a police report.
For what?
He assaulted me. I got it on film.
How he assaulted you? That's
absolutely.
What I'm asking you.
He grabbed my arm.
Yeah, they're allowed to do that because if you walk away from them, if he's asked you,
bruh, let's file the police report.
Keith maintained his stand. This is what happens when an educated individual opposes an illiterate and uninformed cop.
Well, these guys have the right to file a criminal trespass on you. They can do that.
Well, they can do that.
Yeah, but
and I'm suing. Okay. How about that? Let's see what stands up in court.
So if this guy,
bruh,
this officer asks you to leave and you don't leave, that's a crime because they're going to be criminal trespass.
He didn't ask me to leave. He didn't ask me to leave.
Place.
You're making stuff up now.
I'm not. That's why I asked you.
Do you have a supervisor here?
Yeah, we do have.
Okay, let me file a report with your supervisor.
We're not filing a police report. There's no
call
crime.
your supervisor.
Yeah. If you want to, you can call the station.
Call your supervisor here.
Mr.
Golston.
Call your supervisor here.
Here's how we're going to do this. You just want him off the property? Yeah.
I was leaving the property when he assaulted me.
All right. If you want to file a complaint, you can file a complaint with Cleveland Clinic Police Department.
Now, I want to file a criminal complaint. You guys are the reporting officers.
Would it be possible for Keith to file a criminal report?
No,
I
we're
want
not.
to file.
This is Cleveland Clinic.
Did he call you?
Yeah, they called us.
Y'all don't have no jurisdiction?
Not that. They are police department.
They're their own police department. So if you
what kind of report are you guys going to file? You got to make a report.
We're not making a report.
No.
Y'all can just go anywhere you want to.
We don't have to make a report.
You can just make a report for.
If you want to file,
We'll find out about that.
If you want to file a complaint, if you want to file.
Where's the supervisor for Cleveland Clinic Police
Right now
Department?
it's me, but my supervisor's at home.
What is his name?
Marcus Grandpa.
Marcus Grandpa. Do you have a number for him?
That's my sergeant.
Sergeant Marcus Grandpa. Do you have a number for him?
You can call my dispatch and you can.
Who is here today besides you that I can make a report about this incident?
My partner, but
let's get him here.
He's not a supervisor. He's right here behind me.
Because his supervisor was at home at the time, the cop who attacked Keith turned out to be the supervisor of the Cleveland Clinic Police Department. The intriguing part is about to begin.
What's your name, sir? We can talk now.
What's going on, bro?
You heard what was going on?
Yeah, I heard what's going on.
Right.
All right. So do you want Marcus's number?
No, I want to get something legally on paper right now. This is all on film.
Do you want to write it down on a statement, or you may just write this down now? I'm gonna get your statements like that. Want me to go do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You come with me.
Keith was always going to get what he wanted, regardless of what stood in his way, and he received precisely that.
If you could write your name down.
Yeah, I will.
And the officer.
Should I come with the person now? He's gonna make a statement. I'll let you details of them down. All right. I'll give you my name. It's like that. You want to go somewhere else, or you just?
Yeah, I want to go sit down.
Yeah. All right. You say you exercise up here all the time?
Every day. For about the past, ever since it's been warm.
They could have alerted him earlier if they had a private property issue, but they made that wholly false explanation now because they had to save their fellow officer.
Yeah, with that, so the reason why this didn't happen here, they have no jurisdiction over private property and stuff. That's why they tell you. So they wasn't being disrespectful like that.
No.
So, like, they can't really do too much because it's with us, but
I got it.
But like I said, I apologize for what happened.
No problem.
I don't know what the heck was going on. I got a dispatch. Somebody said they was looking through cars and that was wrong. Somebody should have just asked, instead of putting hands and stuff like that. But I understand.
And I'm giving the statement to you?
Yeah.
What is your name?
Buchanan, B-U-C-H.
What's your rank?
Oh, I'm a patrolman.
First name?
Samuel. Buchanan, B-U-C-H-A-N-A-N. Badge 66.
This tyrant of an officer had just realized that justice always wins out.
Broke my brace.
Oh, he
tried to twist my arm behind my back.
Due to his will to not be duped by these dishonest officers, the auditor had received justice as a result of the complaint being made and the cop being penalized. And that's it for today. What did you think of these cases? Let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to check out this next video right here.